Look at that pretty blue sky. Isn't it pretty? So, how are you today? What's up? Okay, I'm the water barrier, as you know. One topic I wanted to talk about today is pretty blue sky, right? I love this as my background. I just want the sky. That's all I want. One thing I want to talk about today is letting go, right? So huge. It's such a huge um, area anytime you're trying to have, any type of growth. Going through your life and identifying the things, person, place, people, right, who no longer serve you. Because part of what keeps us from growing forward or moving forward is we hold on to things that no longer serve us. We want to hold on to uh, you know, things that we don't need. We want to hold on to unhealthy relationships that are stopping our progression, or maybe that aren't just healthy and are toxic altogether. We want to keep going places and doing things, right, or activities that no longer serve us. We don't want to let these things go. We have addictions that we hold on to, right? So these are just a couple examples of the things that we struggle with letting go. Um, One of the first steps that I noticed along my journey, right, for me, was to recognize them. And sometimes we're shown things, right, and we're shown things, and we don't want to see it for what it is. We don't want to see that we're being mistreated by other people. We don't want to see that, this particular something's dragging me down, or something's making me feel out of place. We don't want to see, because we enjoy having those things or people or places around, or doing an act that we enjoy doing that might not be so healthy for us. I'm going to use my situation, right? So in my case, I'm sorry, I'm going to go forth and I'm going to walk forward because I need to sit out for a second. In my case, see my shirt? I got my superpower shirt on because that's what it's all about. I got superpowers going on here today. In my case, right? In my situation, I lost my mother. That was a big, huge thing for me. And after coming out of that, me being I'm a very bright person, but I'm a very loving person. Some people, they don't know how to take that love. They don't know how to receive that love, right? But here it is. You're there, and you're giving it, but not everybody. What one of the biggest things I heard is not everybody likes you, and I always thought, well, we're family, we should love each other. It's not always so, you know what I mean? And just because you're family doesn't mean you have to accept being treated less than what you're worth. You know what I mean? So that was a big one, because I didn't want to see that I was being mistreated or isolated or made to feel like I wasn't good enough to be invited to family events. But that exactly what was going on, and so it's something that you want to not see, but you do need to see in order for your own growth. Because I noticed, once I was able to pinpoint not just that, but a lot of things that were going on in my life, and release them, to say, okay, well, I want to take my energy back. So it's not, that way I'm not continuing to torture myself, right? Because you can hold on to an unhealthy relationship. Let me just say this with anybody. I don't want to just pinpoint family, because I'm not talking to one particular person, but you can hold on to a lot of things that, or people that are unhealthy. But what happens is the only person that you hurt in the end is yourself. You know what I mean? The only person who ends up walking out of that toxic situation is not the one who's inflicting the pain, but it's the one who's receiving it. And there's nothing better than when you take your power back to feel like you're worthy and you're valuable, because whereas a group of people won't value you, other ones will. You know what I mean? And they do. They'll show you. They'll show you, because they won't want to talk to you. They won't invite you places. And this is just in relationships, period. Or they'll treat you so like they'll treat you like you're not nothing. You know what I mean? And you know what? As an individual, you deserve more than that. You know what I mean? You deserve people who treat you right and treat you with decency. You know what I mean? Even when you're working for your job, you're holding on to a job right? And you're at this job and you're helping them to make a lot of money, and they have no appreciation for what you're doing. You know what I mean? They don't care. They do everything in their power to work against you. And it's like, here it is, you're helping them to grow. You know what I mean? But you're having to deal with all the inflictions of their personal dealings. You don't deserve that. And you need to learn to know when to let go and not look at the little things. And the first thing people do, well, I have to deal with it because this is my family, or I have to deal with it because this is how I make my money. But at one point, do you walk in your own faith? You know what I'm saying? At what point do you live life to serve you? At what point do you live life? If that's the case, find another job. If that's the case, let go of the family, right? And start focusing more on you. Doesn't mean you have to walk away permanently, right? But you just need to walk away for a moment to get yourself together and find out where you stand, right? And it's like, because you don't deserve to be treated that way from anybody. And then that way you won't feel so bad, right? When it's like you're not invited because you're not a part of it anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, therefore, there's no more, you're taking your power back to where you're like, no, you're not going to treat me a certain way. And I think it's healthy for all parties. You know what I mean? Because it's like, we don't have to be in our lives, in each other's lives, because I don't have any intent to hurt you, but I'm not going to allow another person to hurt me as well. And that's whether it's on the job, whether it's dealing with family and friends. It doesn't matter who that's dealing with. It's like, I know my value and my worth, right? And I know I have a lot of love to give. And for those that want to receive it, I'm definitely here to share that love with those that want to receive it. But if there's any resistance, you know what I mean? I've learned to recognize those signs. And I'm saying you're valuable enough to do so too. And I'm just sharing my experiences, really. Another thing that I let go of, smoking cigarettes. That was a big one for me. It's like, we have habits, and just know that you can call upon your divine beings that help you, your God, your archangels, to help you in those situations, to let go of things that are no longer serving you or that are harmful for you, because it's like we hold on to these things so much as if they're the answer to or the keys, and the answer to our life and what we're really needing in life, and it's really not. They're not adding to us. They're not giving us any more value. So we have to learn to let those go. And it's so easy to do. Once you do it, once you make a practice of letting things go, then it becomes very, very easy. Learn to recognize, see things for what it is. That's the hardest thing to do. Seeing something as what it is, because a lot of times we turn our eyes, and I always say, like, the older I get, right, I'll be like, I can't see nothing, because my eyes ain't going bad, right? And I'm like, I'm like, I can't see nothing. But then again, sometimes I feel like the less I see, the better off I am in life. You know what I mean? I say that as a joke. But anyway, I know my kids say it too. They're like, the only time you're funny is when you're serious. So anyway, I'm saying this to say, it is important that we learn how to release what is not serving us, because what happens is it puts a really like hold on our spirit, and it keeps us in a dark place, like and not in a place of darkness, of reflecting darkness, but in a place of density, in a place of not living, in a place of feeling lower and less than, and that's not a way you deserve to feel, and let me tell you, no one's going to stop you from feeling that way, because as long as you're working that job that's treating you like shit every day, they're benefiting from it. As long as people can make you feel a certain way, and they don't have to recognize their shit and how they're making you feel, excuse my language, stuff. I meant stuff. They don't have to recognize their stuff and how it's making you feel. You know what I mean? They're going to keep inflicting their hurts upon you. And you don't have to stand there and take it. You know what I mean? You're never alone. Just always remember that. You got you, yourself, your God, your spirit guide, your angels, your ancestors. You got them all. They're always walking with you, so you're never alone. I'm not saying do like me and isolate yourself to where you have, just no human contact. That's not true for me. I'm just kidding. But no, don't isolate yourself to where you're out of contact. But stand back maybe for a second and see a butterfly just went by, and I can tell that's confirmation for me, right? And anyway, I'm just saying, and that's transformation. That's what that means to me, right? I'm saying step back so that you can reflect and see where it is where your value is, and find your value. And then maybe at a later time, if everything's well, then you can catch up to everybody else. But for now, learn to let go, man. Because you know what? Nothing is more important than your spirit, your energy, your greatness, and who you ultimately, are to be. So it's like, I just suggest that you practice that. Practice a little bit every day. Baby steps. Baby steps. If you're at home and you're being mistreated by other people and you're related, or you're in a relationship, it's unhealthy and it's toxic, be real with yourself and admit these things are not working out for you, and begin to release them. And I'm going to tell you, you're going to feel so much better. Like, you're going to feel so uplifted just by releasing them. And it's just like it's another form of a breakthrough on your journey. So anyway, shout out to you. Kudos. Practice letting go. Recognize the signs of in the areas in your life of that you need to release, you need to let go of, right? And start to begin that. Let that be the beginning, or let that be implemented in your works, so that you could see the beauty of you. Anyway, I gotta go. I got things to do today. Peace, love, and personal growth. And Wata.